Record. Welcome everybody once again onto today's session. We will be going straight ahead into doing some sort of learning, and it's literally just going to be a step up to what we've done for the past 2 days to be able to see harmonic patterns on your charts. Sorry, somebody's saying, can I get a copy? Yeah, it is already in the harmonic book group. If you go on I think the bio, let me see if I can show you. If you go up there and then in the docs area, it's sitting here. April shared it. I think it was in somewhere around August last year. So it is already inside the group, and I don't know, people are not making use of it. So they're struggling to come up with their own harmonic patterns on the chart. But yeah, I will be going through and showing you the meaning as to what numbers and why the numbers are on the patterns. Okay, so I will be talking about people who join later. I think they won't have access to the old docs. Oh, okay. So for everybody who joins later and not having an access to the doc, I promise I am gonna make sure I'll send it back into the group for everybody to have an access to it. Okay, so I will be starting off today with the shark pattern. The shark pattern is generally like the cipher pattern. The only difference with the shark pattern is that the entry point, which is the D entry point for the shark pattern, is very, very wide. It's not a point, but then it is a zone. And the zone is crazily big. Sometimes, especially if you're looking at a shark on a higher time frame, probably a 4-hour time frame, 2-hour time frame, you could have an entry zone of about 50 to 60 pips. It can be very disturbing sometimes, but then there is a way out how to trade it effectively using smart money concepts, the imbalances, the ones that I spoke about yesterday. That will give you even a better way of entering rather than thinking about the zones. So I want everybody. Can I have a one in the chat box if everybody can see my screen, by the way, before I go ahead? All right, I am going to go ahead and thank you all. So if you look around here, this green pattern right here, this is a bullish shark pattern. And it's all about the same stuff that we studied yesterday. Think about it as the Elliott wave. This is the wave. Let's assume this is a peak low. Let's say the X area is a low, and then the A area is a high. B area is a higher low. C area is a higher high. Think about it that way. So you are in a wave, and then you see all this. The wave right here, can you see there is a number up here, 1.13 to 1.618. Everybody see that number, please. 1.13 to 1.618. So from A to C, there is 1.13 to 1.618 on that line. And what that really means is that if I should pull my fib from the X to the A, C leg should be between 1.13 and then 1.618. That's all that means. For the sharp pattern, we don't really consider what kind of retracement or correction is happening within the B leg. All we focus our attention on is if I put my fib from the X leg to the A leg, let's put some annotations on. Yeah, so if I put my fib from the X area to the A area, then Point C should be between 1.13 and then 1.618. That's all that means. And then if you look around here from X to D, it says 1.13 down this area and then 0.886 inside here. So it means this is the zones that you're going to have 0.886 and then 1.13. That means if I pull another fib from the X area, let's change the color to blue. If I pull another fib from the X area to the C, then I expect my D to be either 0.886 or 1.13. And between this box will be my entry zone for a shark pattern. Is it making sense, please? Can I have some yes or no's if it's not? Yes, so from X to C will give you D. From X to A will give you C. And that is all you need to identify a shark pattern. We're just going ahead with the waves that we have studied. Now we're going to put some shapes to the waves and trade the waves the correct way. It's the same way when you're treating the bearish one. Again, you're going to pull your fib from X to A, and the zones are already there, 1.13 to 1.618. Immediately you pull your fib from X to A and gives you a zone or price reaching into any of this area. It means that you have a C leg for a shark pattern. The next thing you can think about is if I pull my fib from the X leg to the C leg, that should give me my D, which is either 88.6 or 1.13 level. And again, this will be your entry zone. So most of you, if you look at my charts, if it is a shark pattern, most of the time I have a box above it showing that that area is where I'm expecting price to hit before the reversal happens. And that's just the reason why I do that. You always have to be aware that for a shark pattern, you're trading within an entry zone rather than an entry point. So in that case, usually I don't put any mark there. I don't tell people what price I'm looking for price to reverse. All I'm targeting is I'm going to be waiting for price to reach inside that box. Then inside that box, I'm going to be observing if price is ready to reverse. If I don't see that reversal, I'm not taking that trade. That's just the point. So the D zone is just there to give you a reason to watch price action to see if it is going to indeed do the reversal. On that note, I'm going to go on the chart now and try and see if we can find some shark patterns which we can practice today. So I want everybody to pay attention to, I think I have one on the Euro card. Euro card. There. I'm going to clear this. Actually, let me pick a different Euro card. Pay attention to these areas, guys. Look at the waves that we were riding now. So we had from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 all the way to 5. Now we have what? A, B, and we're going to C. Now let's look at where the ABC is going to. So from this point, let's pay attention to this area. A is a clear point that I can identify. This is a clear point I can identify. That is a clear point I can identify. One more time, here is a clear point I can identify. Now, let's put some fibs on it to see what's going on. If I pull my fib from this area, let's assume that area be my X. To there, from X to A, this area is going to be my A now. I've pulled my fib the wrong way. So we're going to start from A to X. A to X. Now look at the zone that we see price reversed back into. Is it within the zones that we were looking for? Let me increase this a little bit and have this page run. Is it within the zones that we're looking for, guys? So this is the zones that we're looking for. 1.13 to here. If we see any retracement within this zone, it means that we have a C leg of the shark pattern. And now that we have identified the C leg, we're going to clear this fib. And now we're going to pull the fib from the X area to the C area. And our entry is going to be, like we marked up, we said is going to be 88.6 and then 1.13. So everywhere within this area would be your reversal point. And look how that is matching up with the exact shape of the ABC corrective wave. Now your sharp pattern, you can put your sharp pattern on top of the structure and wait to see what price will do. Can you all see that? And because I have the understanding as to where price is actually forming inside the ABC corrective wave, I know that if I'm taking a TP, I'm not going to be thinking of swinging this all the way down. I'm only going to take the TP as a common retracement and then think about doing a buy. Why? Because the wave has completely changed. So usually when I'm taking these trades inside the ABC corrective wave, I'm only going to take my TP to TP1 and that's it. At TP1, I'll start thinking, do I have a reason to buy? Yes, it is so easy once you understand the waves, it becomes so easy. All you need is just put the fibs on and make sure that the zones are just matching up. Does anybody wants me to go over it again? No, there are no recommended time frames, guys. You can see this on 1 minute time frame. You can see it on even seconds time frame. I am going to go over it again. All I was saying is, now I can see that this area is a clear swing high. And I can see this area is a clear swing low. Now I'm going to be measuring the moves inside with my waves as we learned from the previous sessions. 1, 2, which is a retracement. 3, 4, which is a retracement. 5. After 5, what do we have? We have a corrective wave. Oh no, I selected the wrong stuff. Sorry, guys. After 5, we have a corrective wave, ABC corrective wave, which is A, B, and C. We don't know where C is going to end. But we can determine C based on the structural points that we have. So we know that this area was a clear area. This area right here is a clear area. That was a clear area. That was another clear area. That was another clear area. This area was a clear area. This area was a clear area. Right? All those clear areas. Now we're going to be pulling our fibs and see how it matches up with a structure that we're looking for in order to determine where C is likely to reverse from. So all I did was I pulled my fib from the most recent clear area that I had, which is here to there. Sorry, I'm doing the same mistake again. It's going to be from below here, which is from A to X. And from A to X, for a sharp pattern, we need C to be in a zone of 1.13 there to 1.618. So this would be the zone. If price retraces from this area all the way here, if we get that retracement inside this zone, then that confirms that we have the leg for a sharp pattern. Now this area is our C leg. It is confirmed. We know we have a C leg. The next thing you do, it is you're going to put your fib from the X area back to the C area, and you're going to mark 0.886, and you're going to mark 1.1, 1.13. And that will be your D entry point. You're going to put a box there. Now you can pick your harmonic pattern, X, A, B, C, D pattern, X, A, B, C, and a D. Is that a lot clearer this time around, guys? Give me a 4 in the chat box if that's completely clear this time around, and you will be able to identify sharp patterns. Well, for sharp patterns, it don't matter where B leg is. B can be all the way up here is still a shark pattern as far as we get C leg inside the zone that we're looking for. In terms of shark patterns, you don't care about the B leg. All your focus is on the C and the D. That's all. That's all you need. I think it's one of the easiest patterns to draw. And the thing about sharks is because you do not have to think about the measurement that is going on at B, most of the time cipher patterns can be shark patterns. That's the reason why, if you remember, there was a trade we had on Euro USD. Who remembers this trade? Let me clear the chat. Or I'm just going to pick another one because I have lots of information here. If you all remember, when Euro USD formed this shape right here, I said to you guys, I was going to treat this area as a shark pattern. I said I was going to treat it as a shark instead of a cipher pattern. Because if I pull my fib from this area, from the X to A, the B leg was actually 0.618, which means it's within the zone of a cipher. Now, if I pull my fib from A back to X, look at that. We were within the zone of a cipher once again. But then the zone of a shark is this, and I'm going to change the color. For a shark, it should be 1.13 to 1.618. So you can tell, even though it had all the qualification to become a cipher pattern, once again, it was still a shark pattern. So now if I should remove this, and pull my fib from X to C, let's see what happened. This would have been the cipher entry right here, 0.786. That would have been the cipher entry. However, the entry for a shark would have been this, 88.6. And then 1.13. So that would have been the entry for a shark. And this would have been the entry for a cipher. So this is how the shark pattern will look like. X to A to B, B to C, C to D. And this is how the cipher pattern would have looked like. X to A to B, B to C, C to D. In this case, who would have made the better trade? Exactly. The shark pattern, whoever that was trading the shark pattern would have had a better entry right there and inside the zone perfectly, and price is reversed. But who was trading the cipher? Everybody who was trading the cipher would have had a drawdown before price had come into profit. So it is very, very key. Most of the time, what happens is when price is not going to reverse at the cipher all the time, price will draw so close to the cipher entry and then do a little push up before coming back down. Whenever you see this, do not trade it as a cipher again. Trade it as a shark. If you have a cipher pattern that price comes closer to the D point but do not hit the D point and start reversing, all of a sudden stop thinking a cipher, go straight to a shark. And I'm going to show you one more example as to where that happened. That was on, it was on USD ZAR. Oh, please repeat that part. I was writing. Okay. So what I was saying is, if you have a cipher pattern and price is approaching the D, but it does not touches the D before the reversal. Price gets so close to the D, but it does not touches the D before the reversal. If you see a little reversal up before the D, just stop thinking cipher. At that moment, I want you to change your markup into a sharp pattern. And trust me, don't be worried about the fact that okay, so Francis, what if price reverse comes back at this D entry for a cipher and then it reverses? At that point, just leave it. Leave the trade to right. You don't care about it anymore. If it reverses, in the end, you save your money. If you don't reverse and it comes to your shark entry, that's it. You have a trade. And trust me, it will be a better trade if it does. Yes, I was going to show this example on USD ZAR. If you look here from this point, there is a little pattern that was here. So I was trading this area as a cipher. If you look here, we're within the zone of a cipher perfectly. However, price got so close to the entry right there, to the D entry. This would have been the D entry, and look what price did. We came so close to the entry and then he pulled back. And when it got to the D, look what happened. Went up and flew through it straight away.
The truth is, I haven't had friends in a while. I'm sure you find it hard to believe given my good looks, winning
All
personality.
right, guys, I'm going to close this call, jump back on, and then let's continue with the rest of the patterns. And before that, I'll leave room for some questions before we leave. So jump on quickly. It's going to be a lot of information today.